It's on. Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Ahmad Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leader in rushing, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access Mock Draft Edition. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_Access. Joined alongside Tim in Green Bay. We got Emilio in Tennessee. Here to talk Packers, here to talk NFL Draft. We've all got the Senior Bowl practice on in the background. It doesn't get any better than this time of year, man, as obviously these guys are going out here trying to make a name for themselves on the Senior Bowl practice field. And it's been a lot of fun watching both the East-West Shrine Bowl action or game, whatever it's called, and the Senior Bowl practice, obviously leading up to the big game this week. So what we're going to do tonight, we got 2 mock drafts on tap for you. I thought we would do 1 mock draft of 7 rounds, but you guys know how it is. We get to the 5th, 6th, 7th round. It's like it really drags on. You're kind of, man, we've got 17 prospects that will be good picks here according to our draft board. I would rather just focus on the first 4 rounds where we get 3 picks in each round or in each mock. And what we're going to do here is mock draft 1, we're going to say that we signed a cornerback in free agency, okay? So cornerback isn't necessarily the top need. All right, like you went and got you a corner, whether it's Trayvon Diggs or maybe it's Trayvon Diggs plus another guy. Let's say cornerback isn't necessarily the top need, still a need, but not the top need, which would mean center would probably be top need. The second mock we do is going to be we signed a center in free agency. Let's say we signed Linderbaum, all right? So maybe center isn't at the forefront now. Cornerback will probably jump up there. We're always looking for a 3-tech as well. I'll have our draft board in the background as well. I could put it on the screen if we need to. But we'll just kind of walk through it and have a conversation. The goal will be about 15 minutes per mock. We will probably butcher that, I'm sure. So we'll do the best we can. Before we get into it, though, if you guys would do that YouTube stuff for us, hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us a part of your day. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media members. We're fans just like you, talking Packers on a daily basis. We're talking draft coverage, free agency, all the coaching hires. We broke the news earlier or covered the breaking news. We didn't break the news. We covered the breaking news of Bobby Babich becoming the new passing game coordinator on defense for Jonathan Gannon's new defense. You guys can check that video out right here on our YouTube channel. So we're constantly going live for stuff like that. And every now and again, we'll get together in the evenings and just have a conversation like we're going to have tonight. So make sure you hit like, subscribe, click the bell icon. Boys, how we doing?
Ready to go, baby. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Draft season. Love it. Love it, man. Mock draft season. Let's get into it. Let's waste no time, man. Let's jump right in at the 3-minute mark. Let me make a note of that. And again, in this scenario, we have signed a cornerback in free agency, so we feel a little bit better about our cornerback room. Again, we're going 4 rounds, and obviously we'll just kind of simulate the non-user picks here, if you will. So as soon as we hit start here, this thing's going to go rapid fire. Do you guys want to do a quick little recap of like the top 10 as we go? Yeah, I think that'd be worth it just to see how it falls here.
I think so. Right?
Yeah, I'm with it. Yeah, I just real quick that pick on the Senior Bowl there, Skylar Thomas, Oregon State safety, 419 on our board at the moment. So
maybe he'll get a 5-point bonus, right?
Never know.
Yeah, love it. So we already added in all the bonuses to the East-West Shrine Bowl and all that. So if you guys have a copy of our draft board, make sure you're sorting by the final grade over to the far right. If you're going, what the hell's your draft board? What are you talking about? It's in our Patreon group. Everybody in our Patreon group gets a copy of that. So again, that's patreon.com/PackerFan Total Access if you want to jump in there and join the conversation over there. So, all right, here we go, guys. Let's start this draft right off the bat. Let's just roll back real quick and see who the top 10 picks were. I like kind of combing through and looking at this stuff. Number 1 pick to the Raiders, God love his heart, Fernando Mendoza. All right, so he's going to be a Raider in this situation. Caleb Downs, number 2 to the Jets. Love that pick. Ruben Bain Jr., edge defender from Miami, going to the Arizona Cardinals. I'm trying to think. Arizona Cardinals. So that's not. I get Arizona and Houston mixed up sometimes. I was sitting there thinking, is that going to be Will Anderson coupled with him? But obviously that's Houston's defense. So number 4, boy, I would love to see this.
Man,
my Notre Dame
Love, right? Love and Jay Love in the same backfield.
Woo, Jeremiah Love going to the Tennessee Titans. Tim, I would go down to Nashville and watch that. I would travel to Nashville just to watch Jeremiah Love run at the NFL level and then go, win 3 games in the season, right? So first wide receiver off the board, Jordan Tyson. So again, top 5 picks here: Fernando Mendoza, Caleb Downs, Reuben Bain Jr., Jeremiah Love, and Jordan Tyson. Amelia, what do you think about that? Is there anything off the mark there? I know we're real high on David Bailey, who went number 6 to Cleveland.
Is that your play cousin there? Is that your no,
we are not. We are no relation there, Tim. People do say I am very, very dark skin tone, but not quite, to the point of David Bailey. I don't think we would pass as cousins there. So,
that's pretty much where I would have it. I love Caleb Downs too. I think he's going to be great. Reuben Bain, dog, but that's him and Rodriguez right on that Texas Tech defense. They were just tearing it up this past year. So I'd like to see how that kind of lays out for us moving forward.
Yeah. What do you think about these top 5 here, Tim? I mean, the Giants getting Jordan Tyson, obviously the top receiver in the draft, according to PFF. It'd be nice for Jackson Dart to have that target, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I agree. And I would not be completely shocked if the first 5 picks look real similar to what we're seeing here, give or take a few spots. Like you said, for Fernando Mendoza, you are a Las Vegas Raider, whether you like it or not. Good luck, buddy.
Beautiful. Godspeed, sir. Godspeed. So, all right, let's roll along now and talk about the Packers pick. So, obviously, our first pick is coming in the 52 spot. It's showing our top needs as tackle, defensive line, and cornerback. All right. So, we said we signed a cornerback. I'm still going to put corner up there just to kind of see how it falls. I think we would all agree offensive line is probably the top need. So, we'll go offensive tackle. We'll go interior offensive line. We'll throw corner up just to see what's available. And then also, let's throw defensive line up there because we always talk about 3 techs, right? So best available, according to PFF's board here, is Lee Hunter, defensive lineman out of Texas Tech. I think he made some waves this week at the All-Star practices. D'Angelo Pons would be the top corner on our board. I think he's in the 30-something, if I remember correctly. Then you got Dante Corleone, defensive lineman out of Cincinnati. Center Connor Liu looks real appealing there. However, coming off a knee injury, don't know if you'd be willing to spend your second-round pick on a guy that might not be ready for the start of the season. We'll see how he tests out a little later in the year. And then you got Big Citrus, Dominic Orange. Look at them trying to force us to take a defensive tackle here, guys. This is pretty wild.
They really are.
As long as it's not Mr. Corleone, I'm good. I've seen film. I'm good.
Tim said leave the cannoli this time. Don't even take the cannoli. Leave the cannoli.
Corleone, Tim, 125 on the board.
Yeah. I'm not using our first pick on that.
What's Lee Hunter look like on the board there, Emilio? Do you got Lee Hunter there?
Mr. Lee Hunter is a 56 on the board. D-Tech at Texas Tech Senior Bowl.
So that's within reach, right? That's
DJ had him at 26 on his board.
Interesting. So Connor Liu, obviously, he's fairly high on our board now.
Right above Lee Hunter, one spot.
Gotcha. And we see that's another GM calling me right now. They're wanting to trade back, I believe, or trade up rather. So Jake Slaughter is definitely our best center on the board, right? Like he's our top center in the draft. Where does he rank?
He is 6 spots above both Connor Liu and Lee Hunter. He's at 49 center Florida Senior Bowl. He was a captain as well. Dude's a dog.
So this is one of those scenarios where if we went with Jake Slaughter here, it would look like a heck of a reach by PFF, according to PFF's terms. But with our draft board and everything baked into it, it would be a great pick, right? And it's obviously a position of need. Us saying we didn't get a center, we got a corner. That's why it's a more important need than some of these cornerbacks that are available. As far as tackles, Blake Miller out of Clemson. We got him. If you'll give me a link.
45 on our board. Actually kind of like that pick. That's not terrible right there. DJ had him 23rd. Football had him 48.
What about Chase?
So far.
Yeah, what about Chase Basantis, guard? Where's he at on the board? And then Isaiah World. Because you got Brian Parker coming up too. Brian Parker's one of those guys that's real intriguing to me a little bit later in the draft.
Right. Chase, we had a guard, Texas A&M, 108 on the board. And who's the last one?
Isaiah World and Brian Parker, both tackles. They should be lit up in the green on the board there.
World is a 94.
Okay.
On the board. And then Mr. Parker is no, not TJ Parker. Brian Parker is a 66.
Got it. Okay, so Jake Slaughter To me, it's between Jake Slaughter or one of these defensive linemen. So when we
Jake
look
Slaughter, Blake Miller is the only one higher on our board.
So Blake Miller is higher than Jake Slaughter on our board.
Correct. Yeah, by about 5 spots.
Got it. So if we stick and pick, and I don't think for time's sake, we should trade back. This is one of those scenarios that if it did fall in this place, we would trade back, obviously, to get Jake Slaughter. Lee Hunter, these guys at defensive line, none of them are ranked higher than Jake Slaughter, right?
Correct.
Gotcha. Because, I noticed that some people were saying that defensive tackle was loaded this year, and I'm like, I don't see it this year. Last year it was loaded. Now you got Kristen Miller here, and I think he may have already had he already been drafted in this mock? Probably had, I would imagine. I just want to kind of get familiar with where these guys are being drafted. Yeah, he was taken 28th. God, could you imagine him in Houston, boys?
Wow.
With that defense, D'Amico Ryans would absolutely love that. So what are you thinking here, guys? Let's go around the horn with it. What would y'all take? Is it Jake Slaughter or is it Blake Miller? They're both right there in the same range if we're sticking and picking.
Those are the two, yeah. I'm going with Slaughter.
Yeah.
Slaughter.
Same, yeah. You take the captain that's been at center, majority of his career, and you bring him in and say, I'm just plugging in place. And we tried it with Josh Myers. Let's do it again.
Yeah, and he's somebody who's flashing this week, too, at practices. So definitely going to continue to get a little bit of buzz around him for sure. All right, we're going to make the pick here. Tim, the pick is in, sir. 52nd pick. And this is obviously in the second round. The Green Bay Packers are going to take center out of Florida, Jake Slaughter. So we got our center out of the way. All right. The crowd loved it. They absolutely
did. Going crazy in Pittsburgh.
All right, so let's reset our needs again. We're going to include offensive tackle and interior offensive line again. We're also going to throw corner up there, and we're going to keep an eye on defensive line. This is where it's going to get a little bit tricky, obviously, down the stretch. But you got Chase Basantis is still there. Look who's there, too, Brian Parker, guys. Holy cow. If you did sign a corner in free agency, and let's say you brought Trayvon Diggs back, and of course, you got Keyshawn will probably be on the roster. By the way, Keyshawn made the Pro Bowl. I've been trying not to laugh all day.
What the hell is the Pro Bowl?
I mean, Shedeur Sanders made the Pro Bowl, and his passer rating was like, what was it, less than 50 or something? It's like, what are we doing here? What is going on right now? So anyway, how do you guys feel about this? Would it be wrong to double dip at offensive line? Or do you think, no, that's a fair way to approach this? Or do you go, okay, we still need corner depth, and we go corner this time? What are y'all thinking?
I'm assuming, like you said, this is we picked up a corner in free agency, right?
So that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not. I mean, best available. If you can grab another one here, yeah. But I may lean somewhere else. Maybe we go D line here, or maybe we double dip on O line. I see we got a couple tackles.
Yeah. When I'm looking at Skylar Gill Howard, Tim, he's ranked 120th on our board. So wouldn't be a great pick here, obviously, at 84. Emilio, how are you seeing this, man? Is there a name that's popping to you here that grabs your attention?
Was Parker still there, you said, or no?
Brian Parker. Yeah, Brian Parker and Isaiah World are there. So, yeah, Brian Parker feels like the pick here. But, again,
World is Oregon. I mean, just the fact that we've had problems at our O-line for a consistent number of years, and, you take a shot at Belton, yeah, that works, but, I mean, we still need help. You're going to lose Rasheed, whatever is going to happen there. I mean, I'd say you bring in Parker right now. I mean, I like Xavier Scott and Malik Muhammad too, but I think I'm going to go with Parker.
Yeah, and Parker on our board, guys, we're picking 84th, and our big board says that Parker is 65th. So this is great value according to our board with him. Now let's look for Derek Moore, because Mike Superfan with the super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. He says Derek Moore edge is right here. So I'm guessing he's seen Derek Moore down here.
A 59 on our board.
Right.
So there's value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be a nice pick, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and it's not the worst theory in the world. I know edge isn't on our priority list this early, but with Rashawn being up in the air, JJ and Igbari up in the air, it wouldn't hurt to steal an edge rusher here.
Moore would be the highest, I think, Tim, where we're at right now.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad look.
Yes, so Derek Moore out of Michigan, he's been dominating this week too. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I mean, he is grown-ass man strength and also throwing some moves on the outside edge as well. I agree with this pick. Now, there's going to be some people that go, yeah, if you take Derek Moore, though, that means less snaps for Baron Sorrell, less snaps for Colin Oliver. I get that argument as well, but we don't know if those guys are going to be studs. We hope they are, right?
Right.
If you stick to the board, it's a tier 1 position of importance, right? So is tackle. However, we're planning on Jordan Morgan playing left tackle, Zach Tom playing right guard or right tackle. Obviously, you've got your center now in Jake Slaughter. You're still looking for a guard, I guess you could say, but Moore is definitely higher than guard Chase Basantis, right? He's higher than Isaiah World. He's higher than all these guys, even Brian Parker. So
I'm trying to find Basantis on our board. Emilio, do you have him?
Basantis, he was 10.
Okay, so down there.
Yeah, 107.
All right.
So I think we agree it's Derek Moore here. What do y'all think, boys?
Yeah, I like that.
I think so. We're not going to go O-line again. I'm with Mike Hebring here.
I agree.
Maybe we take more.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So we're going to go with Derek Moore here, edge defender out of Michigan with the 84th pick. I can't hear that enough, man. I'm just telling you. It's absolutely awesome. So, all right. So now we have taken center and we've taken edge, right? So let's don't even reset the board. Let's just look here at 120, best available. That sound good to you guys? Thank you for the super chat, Mike. Thank you for the heads up on Moore there. I really like that pick for sure. All right. You got Cade Klubnik, quarterback. You got Michael Taft, safety out of Texas. You got Drew Allar, quarterback out of Penn State. This is one of those when you see these many quarterbacks that are kind of sitting as the best available, looking to trade back with a team will make a lot of sense. Obviously, we're not going to do this live on the mock. What are we thinking here, boys? What positions do y'all want to see? Tim, how do you feel about this? What position do you think we should stick with O-line again?
Yeah, at least at the top, especially on the interior.
Oh, my God. Look who's there, boys. Keelan.
I was just going to say Rutledge there. Where's Rutledge on our board?
He is one of my draft crushes. We got him in the 80s.
Yeah, he's way higher, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And let's see about DJ Campbell real quick. DJ Campbell's 133. All right. Emil Wagner, man, he was a guy that was highly recruited to Notre Dame, but kind of underwhelming in my opinion at Notre Dame. Not a bad football player, but just not quite like some of these players. 156 is where he's at. Drew Shelton is 100. So where did we say we had Keelan Rutledge? 80 something?
94. Or I'm sorry.
Do we want a tackle or do we want an interior guy?
Now think about this. Jordan Morgan, left tackle, graded out in the 70s. The 4 games that he played tackle, he looked pretty darn good, right? So Jordan Morgan at left tackle, Zach Tom at right tackle, Jake Slaughter at center, right? If you keep Aaron Banks or Elton Jenkins, I think you're feeling okay about how the offensive line is sitting at the moment. You're going to continue to move forward with Anthony Belton at right guard. However, I think we can all make a case, and by all, I mean all Packer fans, that you can move on from Elton and Aaron Banks both. So in that scenario, Keelan Rutledge makes a lot of sense here.
It does. Moore just got in a little slap fight with the Arizona State tackle there. He got kind of stood up on his edge rush. So
Damn it, Mike. You screwed the pick for us.
Keep his nose to the grindstone there.
What are we thinking here? Are we good with Keelan Rutledge?
I think so.
Help. We
talk about Zach Tom at right tackle, but he might be on pup to start the year. I'm thinking about who's going to snatch up these reps during OTAs and camp. It might not be a bad look to load up inside. I like Rutledge here, honestly, because I think we can kick somebody to tackle in a pinch. We need more help on the interior.
That's true. I mean, my boy's gloves coming back, but we're still gonna need help out there. That's a fact. That's just the truth. So
hit him with it, Tim. I was waiting on it.
Yeah, I'm 100% with it. Let's bring in some more interior help,
dude. I'm gonna love it so much for you, Emilio, when Travis Glover has an All-Pro year.
Dude, if he takes off, man, I'm going back to the first episode. We're gonna have to dive all the way back and figure out when I first started bringing it up.
Now, we got Pac-Man in the house here. Says corners ? So if you just tuned in, we said we signed a corner in free agency. Okay, so we're kind of approaching it. The next draft, we're going to treat corner like it's a top need. We'll talk about that here in a minute. So, but with that being said, we still need some depth at corner. I think we would all agree, even if you do sign one in free agency, right? So it's showing the best available here is Jalen Kilgore. Emilio, if you want to look that up for me, Jalen Kilgore. I'm going to look up Massas here. As you look up Kilgore.
Kilgore is 168 on our board, but he's a versatile corner, slot, all that, out of South Carolina, right? Yes.
Yeah. Where's he ranked, you say?
168.
All right. And then you got Hezekiah Massas right, who's 135 here on their board. He is actually 155 on our board. So that would be quite the reach there, right, at the moment. So corner is not making a whole lot of sense here. Let me just check Thaddeus Dixon's 322. I don't think we want to do that, right? And then let's go, man, there's Pat Coogan sitting there too. That's interesting. Let's look at one more cornerback real quick. We'll just test it out here. I don't know how to say the last name. You want to try it there, Emilio? Igbin.
Igbinosen.
Nailed it. Look at
How
that.
did you get that, Tim?
Because I was yelling at him to catch a pick every time in Ultimate Team, and I forgot to put the token on him, and then he was all right after I put the token on him. But yeah, Igbinosen, that's the man. He actually he's not bad. He just kind of had a little rough year, but he's not terrible.
Emilio
on our board.
He's 111 on our board, so pretty appealing, right?
Yeah, he had a rough last year, had a really good this year, but last year he struggled, and that did not help him. But again, on our board, if you're looking at it, where if like his PFF 24 grade is higher and his 23 grade is higher than his 25, that's not pulling him down. We're only taking the best years. And like with Jaden Reed, that 24 and 23 grade would have averaged to help his score get better. So that's when we take those into account. It's like an if and.
That's a great comp too. And the consensus big board's pulling him up because they had him 84th. The PFF big board's pulling him down. They had him 147, right?
Yep.
So,
I mean, he's no rusty undercarriage or anything.
He's not. He is not.
There's not many though.
No, there isn't.
Me. So Keelan Rutledge is 83rd, I think, and I appreciate you bringing up cornerback there, Pac-Man. I think we go with Keelan Rutledge here. Okay, so again, this is assuming or pretending that we did sign a corner in free agency. So we're going to go Keelan Rutledge. Does anybody disagree with this pick?
Nope.
Good.
Negative. No.
All right. So with the 120th pick, we're going to take Keelan Rutledge, guard out of Georgia Tech, one of my favorite prospects in this draft, man. So there we go. There is your 4-round mock draft. Now, of course, they're going to say an F for Jake Slaughter because they see him as number 66 or 76 on their board. We took him at 52. On our board, we're showing him in the 30s. So just ignore the grades because, again, we're going off using our board and kind of getting a realistic expectation of where these guys are going to be available. Now, we did a mock yesterday. I think me and Tim did a mock yesterday or the day before, and Jake Slaughter was actually available at 84. I just didn't want to risk it right tonight. So I don't have a problem with that mock there. What do you guys think about it?
I think we, focused on positional need, and I think we hit for value here. I mean, obviously we got some, bad grade on Jake Slaughter, but not if you know anything about this O-line. I'm all for bringing in a true center, not a converted guard, not a converted tackle, a guy that plays center. And rookie or not, we know Slaughter fits that physical mold. I mean, we've even talked about him perhaps being a little too big, but I think that's something that we can work with, and I like it. And, shout out to Mike Hebring too. Grabbing Derek Moore at edge is never a bad look. I mean, you can call it a reach if you want, but it's really not. And then we picked up another guard, a decent guard. So I think all in all, we did pretty good on this one. Yeah, considering not putting corner at the top of the list, right?
Absolutely.
When you look at it, Emilio, we gained 20 spots of value with the Jake Slaughter pick, according to our board. And then with Derek Moore, he was 58 on our board. We took him at 84. So you're looking at another, 28, however many spots. So you're up 50 spots already. Right. Keelan Rutledge is an extra, 40 spots. So, I mean, you're talking about we knocked that out of the park according to our PTA board.
No, absolutely. And I mean, Slaughter being the best center we have on our board, only in front of Connor Liu from Auburn by about 10 spots. The only other one that I would consider, I didn't see him there, but would be the Logan Jones out of Iowa. Him at center would be the only other one I'd really want to kind of take a peek at. But we need to do something with it, right? Elton's not going to be there forever. Is Monk the guy? I don't. We're not sure yet. And you got to bring in competition. Derek Moore, just don't like that he got stood up on that one-on-one, but who cares? I mean, you got other reps. He's got a little fight to him, getting into a slap battle, and you got to bring that energy. And then it's some more help on the interior with Rutledge. I think it's the way to go because you went out and spent some money in free agency and shored up that defense. But I honestly think we're going to be kind of offensive heavy this draft. We just have a lot of talent on defense, a lot of young talent. I mean, we have that on offense, but I think we're going to be filling a lot more spots on offense this year.
Absolutely. All right. So there you go, guys. There is the mock. And again, that's pretending that the Packers went out and signed a cornerback in free agency. The picks are with the 52nd pick there in the second round. Jake Slaughter, center out of Florida. Round 3, pick 84. We went edge defender Derek Moore out of Michigan. He's been dominating down there at the Senior Bowl. And then round 4, pick 120 was Keelan Rutledge, guard out of Georgia Tech. Great pulling guard. Really interesting prospect there. So if you guys are watching this video back later, let us know in the comments. How do you feel about that mock? Would you rather maybe go a different route than offensive line twice there in a scenario where we already signed a cornerback? Maybe you didn't agree with the edge defender because that's a crowded room there. We just couldn't pass up on the value in a tier 1 position of importance. Let us know in the comments. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, click the bell icon so you don't miss out on future mock drafts and other content. All right, guys, let's gear it up and do it one more time. You got another one in you?
Oh, yeah. This time we're assuming that we have a center, correct?
It's correct. So what we're going to do this go around, gang, is basically we're going to say that we signed Tyler Linderbaum. All right. So Tyler Linderbaum is your starting center. Now you're going, wait a minute, Clayton, how do you figure this in? You don't know who's going to be available in the draft. It's a beautiful thing about doing the homework early. And that's why we're doing mock drafts too, is to kind of figure out who's going to be available, who's not going to be available. And then as you go into free agency, fill those needs and then fall back on the way your draft board kind of lays into place. So assuming that we signed Tyler Linderbaum, so your center position is solid. Your center position is solid. Now the question becomes, do you keep Elton Jenkins and or Aaron Banks? If you cut both of those guys, offensive line is still a need. What we're finding here, honestly, is kind of the flip version of what we just did, right? We just showed you we signed a corner, but corner's still a need, you know. It's not as big of a need as offensive line because we didn't go that route. Now we signed a center, so it feels like cornerback's probably your top need. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's roll into it. Go ahead and start the draft. Let's see if Fernando Mendoza goes to Raiders again. He did. God love his heart. I've seen it. So now this time Lee Hunter was taking one pick in front of us, so he was available when we picked last time. Now, obviously, we're going to set the board. This time, we had signed a center already, so let's set corner. Let's still set offensive line because I think we would all agree it's still a need, right? Is there any other positions you guys would like added other than offensive tackle, interior offensive line, and cornerback before we pick?
Kicker. Where's my boy Trey Smack out of Florida?
Hey, man, he looked – what, he hit a 57-yarder down
the smacked a 57-yarder right before the half in the Shrine Bowl.
Kicker talk. Listen, kicker talk with no super chat.
That's early. Come on now.
Let's go. Leave it to me, right? Bringing up a kicker.
I love it.
Fishy Thing says, I think we go hard on O-line in free agency and the draft. Also, see us drafting 2 running backs in this draft. That's interesting. Guessing rounds 4 and 7 for running backs. I could see 1. 2's a little bit of a stretch for me, Fishy Things. However, we've seen in the past, man, when Goody sees something as a need or looking forward, he'll double dip at a position. So maybe it happened. Right?
I think Packer Doug's there too. I think we might go after a little tight end at some point during the draft too.
Yeah, I agree.
Bring in some competition.
Yep, and there's a couple that are real intriguing there. So, all right, gearing it up. We already got our center, boys. How we looking here? Here are the best cornerbacks of it, which, by the way, D'Angelo Pons went at pick 48, so he is not available. That would have been our best corner. I love that he's not available here. So, Emilio, get your board ready. I'm going to rapid fire some names to you. Tell me how you feel about these cornerbacks, all right? Let's start with Chandler Rivers.
I like him. He was a 91 card in Ultimate Team. He was pretty good. I'll take that. But on our board, he was a 79.
All right, so it'd be 79 at 52, not great value, right?
Yep.
What about Daylen Everette? Daylen Everette.
Everette is 239 on our board. I'm going to see you later, buddy. I'm sorry.
Julian Neal. He's out of Arkansas, cornerback. Julian Neal.
Julian Neal.
They've got him
96.
96, yep.
Okay, so he's 96. So you're seeing
that's not bad. But for me, I'd probably take the safety out of Oregon, right? He's like 33rd on our board.
All right, the safety.
And we would be mad because we're going ahead and getting another safety, but Dylan Thieneman.
Is he on the board here for
he is. Oh, you just have for corner selected, but
gotcha.
With safety, he's the best on our board left right now.
What is he ranked on our board again?
33rd.
33rd. So now, can he play slot?
I don't have a slot on him. That is incorrect.
So this is one of those situations where it's like All right.
You got to look. Yep.
Best available, it's Thieneman, right? However, we're going to get raked over the coals if you draft him and he sits on the bench behind Evan Williams and Xavier McKinney.
Actually,
right?
even Emmanuel from Toledo, he's actually 20th on our board.
Golly, that's tough. Man.
That's just breaking your wrist right there. Clay. We're in round 2 at this point.
We're saying that's a first-round talent. I know everybody in the comments, I ain't looked, but I know they're going, if you take a safety here, I'm going to smack the hell out of you. Right? So I get it. So they're saying, look at
Colton Hood
D-tackle.
off the board already?
Who's that?
Colton Hood out of Tennessee. He's off the board, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
They're projected to have both Jermod McCoy out of Tennessee and Colton
nice.
Hood out of Tennessee to be first-round pick.
McCoy's nice.
So somebody in the chat here just asked us, here we go, you got to be kidding me, says defensive tackle, please. Deadfish says check defensive tackle. So here we are. We added D-tackle. You got Dante Corleone. Where is he on our board, Emilio? Corleone. Check real quick. And Tim, if you want to look up Big Citrus, Dominic Orange, I know that's one of Chris the Casual ones.
125.
Corleone's 125. That's a reach. Where's Orange at, boys? Where do we got
Orange?
Dominic Orange. If you just type in Orange, it should pop up.
153.
Okay, so that's a reach. So D-tackle ain't line up. What about Darrell Jackson? I seen his name flash earlier today. Darrell Jackson, defensive tackle out of Florida State.
I love him. 102. I do love him.
But a reach, right? Be a horrible reach. Right? All right, next you've got next defensive tackle, Skylar Gil Howard. Somebody wants to look him up. Gil Howard.
121.
121. So it just ain't working out, is it? Let's see what Regis is. Albert Regis is 189 on the big board. Tim Keenan, we've seen his name. I think he's Alabama, right? Yeah. 157. So yeah, defensive tackle just ain't lining up with the value on the board. Is so we're kind of in a tough spot here, right?
We are.
I mean, you already signed your center, right? We talked about that. You went out and got Tyler Linderbaum. So now the question becomes, do you just stick with offensive line again? You know, do you go ahead and like Jake Slaughter would be great value. You obviously don't want to have two centers on the roster like that, right? Mm-hmm. Do you go with a Blake Miller? Do you go with a Chase Basantis? Brian Parker feels like it would be a good pick. Where's Brian Parker at on the board again? I know we talked about him in the last mock we just did. Brian Parker out of Duke.
Duke was 66.
So that's probably the best value pick we've got so far, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather swing at O-line again,
right,
or defensive line before swinging with a safety, although the safeties obviously are the best value.
And what's crazy is Keelan Rutledge is there. We obviously got a really good grade on him, right? It's showing that his average draft position is 121, so we could get him on the next go round. I know we're going to get raked over the coals, but if we're sticking to the board, we're going safety here, right?
Yeah,
it's wild.
McNeil Warren is our top. I mean, but who else did you get out of Toledo? Who the Eagles take? Can't even think of his name. The corner out of Toledo, he was like top 7 on the board. Yeah,
Quinyon Mitchell. Yeah.
Right, Mitchell. So it's like you think it's a small school, but if you're performing like at that level, I mean, the dude was in 23, 17th ranked, in 24, 46th ranked, 25th. 2025, he was second ranked safety. PFF Big Board had him 51. Consensus had him 40. I mean, DJ has him a 19. I feel like if you let that guy slide. Yeah, we already have 4 safeties or whatnot, but
does he play slot?
No, but do a lot of the tackles we pick play guard? No,
That's true. That's a good point.
I'm about ready to pull the trigger on that.
All right, so that's our top choice right now. Again, we're going to get raked over the coals, but it is what it is. That's why Goody and the guys get raked over the coals all the time. Deadfish asked us to put edge in. So let's look these edge defenders up. Maybe we're missing out on a stud here. Romello Height, edge defender out of Texas Tech. If you'll look him up for me. Romello
52.
Height. What is it?
52.
52. All right, and then Joshua Josephs.
50.
So he's 50. We already looked up Dominic Orange, right? And Anthony Lucas out of USC.
207.
And then where was Derek Moore again? I know we just took
59.
him.
59, yeah.
59. So, I mean, it's safeties.
Those 3 right there, those 3 edges. Joshua Joseph is 50. Height is 52. And Moore is 59.
So right there in the same ballpark. So,
they're,
I mean,
they're a cluster.
You can make a case for those 2 picks, but again, you're passing up on the best option here at safety, right?
Yep.
God, it sucks, boys. What do you do
Can you
there?
pull up the? Can you pull up
draft the safety and then he's trade bait?
Can you just click? Yeah, exactly, Tim. Can you click on the safety, Clay, and just see where he was at? Did he play any other snaps or anything? Or
Who's that? Which one?
McNeil Warren.
McNeil Warren, yeah.
McNeil Warren. This is
come on. He played well against Kentucky, 93-9, Clay.
Hell, my grandma can play good.
Hey, look, he's got slot snaps. Come on now.
He's been dead since 98.
See, but look at how many in the box, Tim.
Yeah.
That's a guy right there. That's a guy we wouldn't be afraid to put out. You imagine
put behind Javon Bullard.
You don't want this channel to lose subs, don't you?
Well, you need a corner, right? But do you need a corner or do we need a slot?
No, we need a boundary corner.
Yeah, are we gonna bench Bullard? You know what I mean? That's the tough part.
We're going 3-2-6.
I love it. We're going back to Madden 12 where everybody just went with $1 and
Javon Bullard's the slot. Come on.
They'll never run on us. It's tough. I mean, he did have 95 snaps in the slot, but again, he's just not a corner. God, it's tough. I hate that. I hate it, you know? But again, so the only value pick we have left, right, is going to be edge, you know? Yeah. And again, it's significantly lower than McNeil Warren. Somebody said compare him to Thieneman, right? So Thieneman, with his snaps, he only had 16 in the slot this time, so he played deep 702 snaps. So he's not a corner either. So, that's what it comes down to, man, is overall value in McNeil Warren according to our board, or going with
that's edge. Up to you, Tim. You make that decision.
Yeah,
I'm the one that brought up the safety.
Tim, you're the one going to get
defensive picks here. I mean, you know me, I can't go wrong with that. Oh man, don't put this on me, dude. Don't put this on me. My gut's telling me don't take another safety. Not this early.
There you go.
So who would the second pick be then, boys? What did we come up with?
It's got to be the edges 50, 52, or 59, or you because the corners we got to get next round. I don't like any of them where we're at right now. Or Parker.
I like Joseph's or what was the other one we had? Derek Moore. Yeah,
Joseph's, Moore, or Height. They're all in that same cluster. Or you go Parker, the tackle from Duke.
Ooh, and Parker's going to look like a reach here. But I honestly like it. I mean, that's a big reach, and you could get him at the next pick possibly. So, all right, let's go with an edge then, I guess. All right. So it comes down to Emilio, rapid fire here. Romillo Height, Joshua Josephs, and Derek Moore. Which one grades out the best there according to our
Joshua board? Josephs would be our best at a oh wait, hold on, Clay. Hold on.
And he played Leo, by the way, at Tennessee. If you guys don't know what Leo is, it's similar to Viper with Notre Dame. He's a hybrid guy that can rush and drop back into coverage. So he's kind of a 34 outside linebacker.
We already talked about Gannon, multiple hybrid front, right? So we need guys like that.
Joseph's at 50, Height's at 52, and Moore is at 59.
So if we went edge, it would be Joseph. So chat, we're going to put it on you so we don't get canceled here, all right? Would you go safety or edge here? You got to choose between one of those two, all right? Oh, well, actually, the Freedom House here says we got a center. We still need a guard, right? So let's just look at just interior offensive line that are not centers. Chase Basantis is a reach. DJ Campbell's a reach. Keelan Rutledge is obviously going to be a reach because you can get it next round, right? None of those make sense right now. This is one of those scenarios where we probably trade back, right? I think we would all. You would
Chat saying edge looks like now.
Everybody saying edge. All right.
Like
so Joseph.
All right, let's do it. Let's go with edge defender Joshua Josephs out of Tennessee. If you're wondering why would we need to take over Joshua Josephs, PFF has him ranked 56. Josephs is ranked 62nd. On our board, Josephs is higher. So we're going to go with our board and stick to it. And just to give you an idea of what he's done, I mean, look at these PFF grades: 79, 89, 87. His pass rush win rate, 21.7.
Yeah.
Pass rush win rate. So absolutely awesome. All right. So we're going to take Joshua Josephs out of Tennessee, edge defender, and we're going to get raked over the coals for it. Soder with the super chat. Thank you, sir. Tonight's lesson: if you are not moving back, the current board favors drafting a center at 52 over signing one in free agency. Who are the free agent guards? There's a few of them, but nothing like Tyler Linderbaum.
Right. Tyler Linderbaum, 25 years old, coming from the Ravens, knows how to run block, knows how to, you know what I mean?
And coming in hot right after saying, don't forget about long snapper.
Exactly. Hey, there's a guy in the draft called Rusty Undercarriage. All right. He played at Fartbox Technical College, and that dude is a stud at long snapper stuff. So to great point, man. And that's why we do these mocks, guys, is to try to find the commonalities in each individual mock when you got different needs and you're approaching it with different needs, different exercises, I guess you could say. It gives you an idea of, okay, yeah, we probably need to go center here, edge there with how the board is falling. And this is just obviously PFF's version, so it may fall different when we use other databases as well. So here we are, 84. We got, this case, we already got our edge, right? We've already got a center that we signed a Tyler Linderbaum. We better find a corner. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
We better be looking corner first here. So, Emilio, if you don't care, Julian Neal.
Neal's 96.
All right, so that would be 96 on our board, and we're picking 84th. What about Will Lee out of Texas?
159.
All right, Xavier Scott out of Illinois.
I like him. I do like him, but we have him.
Xavier Scott.
How is he spelling Scott? Scott.
Is he not on the? He might not be on the board. There's been a couple I've found here lately. Like, how did they not make it on the board yet?
Yeah, no. Let me try XAV. No, I don't see him.
All right, we'll have to add him to the board. And here's the thing, too. PFF may have him in the database, and he may have already declared for, or may have come back to school, too. So we'll double check that. Because I've noticed their database isn't up to date as much as others. Malik Muhammad, and then I'll look up Jason Kilgore. Where do you got Malik Muhammad at? I got Jason Kilgore at 167. So
Muhammad 217.
So Julian Neal's the pick here, right? If we go corner.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's tough, man. But it kind of shows you too. It gets thin at corner pretty quick.
Let's do it. All defensive mock. Let's go.
So what you're finding is both of our needs here, guys, corner and center. If you don't take them at 52, it gets slim pickings, don't it?
Yeah. Didn't that happen last year too with us?
It did. Yep, it did. All right, we're gonna go Julian Neal. Anybody opposed?
No, I like that.
All right, we're gonna go Julian Neal, cornerback out of Arkansas. All right, there is your pick, and I'm sure we'll get a bad grade for that as well. So you've taken edge and you've taken corner. We've already got our center in free agency. We're good there. We now got corner. We bolstered the edge room we talked about. I think we got to really key in on offensive line here, don't you think, boys? I think you can get good value here, both interior and offensive tackle. You got Einocker, if I'm saying that right. Einocker, I hardly know her. IHEA. Where do we got him at, Emilio? IHEA.
73. He's actually the one that stood up more, I'm pretty sure, on that one-on-one where they got in a fight. I'm pretty sure that's the guy that stood him up. So
PFF grades aren't great out of Arizona State. However, he has improved every year, 46, 68, 72. Pass block grade is 78.3. I mean, that's just about
real quick. Only played tackle?
Yeah. Only played right tackle. So there's your backup right tackle if you go with that, right?
Bo Stevens, Iowa, guard.
Iowa.
Is he on the board? Where's he at?
Logan Jones sitting there. I don't even see him, Tim.
He is 78, Tim.
78 on ours, right?
Yes, sir.
Right, yeah.
Guard. I'll take someone from Iowa. You sign me up right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you're seeing another thing that's popping up here is you're seeing, look at Bowery real quick, Emilio, Bowry, because Keelan Rutledge keeps popping up. It kind of feels like
103.
103. So that's a solid pick. Keelan Rutledge below or above him? Keelan Rutledge.
He's below. I want to say he's 130. Or no, I'm sorry. He's 84.
84. Okay, so the pick would be Keelan Rutledge right now, right?
Yeah, we took Julian Neal. He was 96 on our board. Keelan Rutledge still ahead of him. And then you have,
Did we take Rutledge third in our last draft too?
Yeah.
We did, yeah. So that's something that keeps popping up, right? And again, Keelan Rutledge, by the time the draft gets here, he may be projected much higher, right? He may not be around at 120. But to me, this is a no-brainer. You got Tyler Linderbaum at starting center. You get Keelan Rutledge to play left guard. Did he play left guard or right guard? Where did he play at? He actually played right guard. So you're going to ask him to wipe his ass with the opposite hand here. That's tough, right? That's really, really tough.
Unless he beats Anthony Belton out.
What if you put Anthony Belton at left guard? He played left tackle all through college, right? Put him at left guard and then put Keelan Rutledge at right guard. And I mean, look at his PFF. I mean, his true pass block grade, 84.6. He can't
look at
get
that run block grade.
I'm telling you, dude. So I really, really like Keelan Rutledge. I do, man. He's one of my
Who was
favorites.
the Iowa guy?
Iowa was. I just had him. Where'd he go?
Logan Jones.
Yeah, we got Logan Jones is the only one available. I think Tim was saying he
Bo
was.
Stevens. Bo Stevens,
I like.
78.
Is he available?
He is not.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dang.
So, all right, chat, help us out here. Who are we going? Somebody said Dunker. I'm trying to think what position, because what are they talking about? Dunker Jennings? I guess he's gone though, right?
Donovan Schilling says, "No, take Rutledge."
Take Rutledge. Okay, that's my pick for sure.
Dunker is 22nd on our board. He's probably gone.
Yeah, he's already gone for sure. So Dunker is a stud, no doubt about it. All right, everybody good with Rutledge?
Yeah.
Looks that way. Yeah.
All right. We're doing it. Keelan Rutledge, once again, with our 120th pick. We ended up going with Keelan Rutledge out of Georgia Tech. According to our board, hell of a pick. Only time will tell if that holds true. So there is your draft this time around. We, again, signed Tyler Linderbaum as our starting center. Okay, so cornerback was the top need. We couldn't pass up on Joshua Josephs in the second round. It was just too good a value there out of Tennessee, edge defender at 52. And then at 84 in the third round, we went cornerback Julian Neal. We got an A- for that. So PFF agreed with it for sure, out of Arkansas. And then in round 4, pick 120, once again, we went guard Keelan Rutledge to help shore up the offensive line a little bit more alongside Tyler Linderbaum. So Jordan Morgan, left tackle, Anthony Belton, left guard, Tyler Linderbaum starting center, Keelan Rutledge right guard, Zach Tom right tackle. I feel pretty damn good about that offensive line.
Travis Glover off the bench.
Don't forget about TG coming back too.
Come on now. Glove off the bench. 6 man of the year right there.
Unbelievable.
Comeback player of the year 2026. Let's go.
Exactly. I love this right here. Soder says, can you do the most Packer thing ever and move a center to a guard? You know, that's the thing too. We seen Pat Coogan and all these other guys out there, right? Logan Jones, they were available. You probably could tell I didn't mention it the whole stream here. I'd like to get away from that, Soder, but who knows, man? I don't think Goody.
I like that better than moving a tackle to guard, to be honest with you.
I agree. Yeah.
I agree because that Arizona State tackle would have been the pull because he's like 76 on our board, but he only has ever played right tackle.
Yeah, definitely. So there you go, guys. There's your second mock draft again. If you guys are watching this video back later, let us know in the comments. How do you feel about that mock draft? That was a scenario where we just pretended we signed Tyler Linderbaum at center, so cornerback becomes a top need. We took edge defender Joshua Josephs. We took cornerback Julian Neal, and then we went Keelan Rutledge, guard out of Georgia Tech. Let us know in the comments. What do you think about it? Make sure you hit like, subscribe, click the bell icon so you don't miss out on any future mock drafts or live streams. All right, boys, let's get ready to wrap up. I think we did pretty good on time. How do y'all feel about those two mocks? What did we learn? What did we learn with these mock drafts tonight, man? That's the big question.
I think I like the first one a little better.
I did too.
Yeah.
And even with that more pick, maybe we could float that one. But besides that, we're gonna have to pull the trigger fast. You got to make a decision in free agency before this draft, or else then you're gonna be really hemmed into a corner. So I think that they do need to make a decision, try to get a couple things squared away in March, so that by April we know at least where we're diving into.
I agree 100%. Especially, I mean, not having that first round pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even picking 32nd would be great, but
unless they try and move up or something, Tim, in the second, maybe then you do something like that. But besides that,
I think you're right. You've got to shore up whatever you want to do in free agency for sure.
Got it. Joseph in the chat says, love those two final picks. I'd trade out of 52 there and accumulate more swings. I agree. Like, you find yourself in a situation where, like that safety sitting on the board. If you trade back 10 picks and he's still there, then you pull the trigger. You feel a little bit better about it, right? Because you picked up an extra pick and maybe move forward. But it's just tough, man, because in that situation with the value being so great, Goody probably takes the safety, right? I think we would all agree. He probably takes the safety. It's wild to think about there from Goody. J. Cole in the chat says we're screwed at defensive tackle.
3 techs don't grow on trees, man.
They don't, man.
Sometimes you need to pay for them.
Yep.
I'll never forget Michael Lombardi and Bill Belichick talking about this on one of their shows. Said everybody thinks they have a 3 tech and very few teams do. Everybody thinks, we got our 3 tech, and very few teams have that 3 tech, that dominant 3 tech. So again, man, it's just one of those situations where if you do pop up at 52 and a solid 3 tech falls to you, it's too important, maybe take a swing there. But also,
scared money don't make money.
Don't be afraid to dig in free agency. I'll tell you this. Milton Williams was a free agent last year. You guys remember.
Yep.
And we weren't over the moon about Milton Williams. Everybody was saying that's the top defensive tackle. And I'm like, are you overpaying for good or overpaying for great? He played pretty damn good for New England this year. So maybe, just maybe, Goody can dig a diamond out of the rough, kind of like a Milton. Not necessarily a diamond out of the rough. Everybody expected him to be the top defensive tackle in free agency. We just wasn't expecting him to go to that next level. And the other thing you're asking yourself is, okay, he was playing in Philly alongside Jalen Carter, right? Like, you know, which one's actually better there? Which one's the true 3-tech? That could be said as well. But yeah, it's just really interesting to kind of say it. But I understand what you're saying, Jay. I really do, man. It's going to be Kobe Wooden playing nose and Devontae Wyatt playing 3. And Warren Brinson will be your backup 3, I would imagine. Here's the other thing. If you go edge like we did, whether it's Joshua Josephs or who was it we took? More. If you go that route, then maybe you go ahead and make that transition. Let's say you bring Rashawn Gary back and you let him play 3-tech, right? And obviously bring him back for the right price. Let's say you could shave $10 million off the cap hit with him and bring him back at a $18 million cap hit as opposed to 28, something like that. Or maybe you just go ahead and you kick Baron Sorrell into 3-tech, or maybe LV into a true 3-tech and just move forward like that. Maybe Jonathan Gannon approaches it that way. You never know. So, yeah. All right, cool. Well, I think we learned a lot, man. I love doing these mocks, and we'll do more moving forward. If you guys want to support what we do here at PTA, the best way to do so is join our Patreon group, patreon.com/PackerFan Total Access. You heard us referencing the draft board just now. We have that over in the Patreon group for everybody, okay? So if you want to kind of know what we're talking about, how it may not line up completely with the PFF big board or the consensus big board or whatnot, we got a whole bunch of elements baked in. It's just getting started, too. We got final grades, qualifying grades that have hit on that now. Now we're getting the All-Star Week bonuses in. And, Emilio, I changed that from SB to AS, so we include East-West Shrine Bowl standouts as well, just so you know. Instead of Senior Bowl, it'll actually say it says AS for All-Star. So, but again, you guys can check that out in our Patreon group. And this right here keeps popping up. This is what I've learned through mock drafts. D'Angelo Pons.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a solid football player. Like, he's one of my favorite prospects in this draft, right? And everybody kind of agrees.
Undersized argument only goes so far, right?
Right. It's like, you know, and I'm going to play something for you guys real quick. I know we're a little over, but I want to explain why I'm excited about our new defensive passing game coordinator. Okay, I'm going to play an audio clip for you guys real quick, and if somebody will get me a screen grab ready here, if you don't mind, just to make sure we don't get in trouble. All right, and this is actually who tweeted it out earlier. Film Collins was the name that tweeted it out, and this was a press conference from earlier this year. All right, and this is our new passing game coordinator on defense, Bobby Babbage. All right. Now think about what we just said. Think about what we just said about D'Angelo Pons. And I've said this before on the pod, I've said, if you remove if you remove the RAS, if you remove the height, the weight, all of that stuff, the physical side, right? If you remove that and you just watch the tape, like he said, it's just a shadow. I'm going to play the audio for you. Think about what he says and think about D'Angelo Pons, and also think about how we've built our roster in the past. Go, well, he's an inch too short. His arms are an inch too short. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. This was off just a touch, so now he's disqualified. Check out what our new passing game coordinator on defense, Bobby Babbage, says.
I think when you look at just size overall at any position, right, you might – we've all seen it. You might have a player – that fits the prototype but doesn't play that size. You might have the player that doesn't fit the prototype size, but you hear it all the time, they play bigger. So to me, it's about, when you look at it, what's on the tape. It's not what does that person look like, it's what is on the tape and what is showing up on the tape. So to me, I try to take pride in blinding myself away from, if this person was just a shadow on the tape, you couldn't see size, you couldn't see anything, what does that shadow look like when the ball is snapped? And I think if you can do that, you'll find yourself a lot of times with hopefully the right player, and not necessarily, for lack of a better word, the sexiest player, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, spoken like a true tape guy. Another one of those tape guys.
Yeah. Is that not a breath of fresh air when you hear that?
Love
it. I'm going to tell everybody, curb the enthusiasm, because when he gets here, Goody's going to go, that's cute. Now I'm going to go draft my guy, right? That's probably what's going to happen. But I just thought D'Angelo Pons is that guy. Brian Branch was that guy one year. I was over the moon about Brian Branch, and I got assaulted on Twitter. They're like, he's a shrimp. He's too small. They'll never draft him, blah, blah, blah. He goes to Detroit, obviously been a solid player, right? You hear it time and time again. So maybe things will shift a little bit. I don't know. But if you're thinking, what the hell does Bobby Babich know? We done a breakdown on him earlier. I'll try to attach the video at the end of this stream so you guys can check it out. Just a quick little breakdown when the news broke that he was our new defensive passing game coordinator and secondary coach. Like, okay, what does he represent? He went to Buffalo and was a DB coach, and Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde were both all pros under him. Then they asked him to switch over to coach linebackers, and all of a sudden Matt Milano became an all-pro. So I think we got us a sleeper here, boys. He was one of my favorites when he was interviewed a few years ago for defensive coordinator, right? I was like, man, Bobby Bat. And when he signed with Buffalo, I'm like, damn it, really wanted him in here, right?
You want guys like this when you got a young roster, right? A guy that's known for developing, young talent. That's what you need.
Yeah, and his dad was a coach, so he grew up around the game. I'm excited about that addition. And somebody pointed out in the chat earlier, you've now got 4 former defensive coordinators on your staff. Think about this. Jonathan Gannon's your DC. He's a former head coach and a dominant defensive coordinator. Okay, he's your DC. And then you've got Derek Ansley was the defensive coordinator for the Chargers, so he's got experience there. DeMarcus Covington, your defensive line coach, defensive coordinator for the Patriots, so he's got experience there. And now Bobby Babich, who was the defensive coordinator for the Bills last year. So you've got 4 guys in-house that knows what it takes to be a defensive coordinator. They know what the job entails. And 3 of those 4 don't have that responsibility now. I'm getting excited about this defensive staff. I really am. So anything else y'all want to hit on, boys? We good?
Nailed it.
All right.
Ready for some more.
A little double mock draft for you guys and gals. We're going to continue to monitor the Senior Bowl and get those bonuses in. We wait till the end of the practices, and then we'll have people like Daniel Jeremiah and others that will release, hey, here's our top performers from the Senior Bowl, and then we'll add the bonuses into the draft board, and, of course, we'll kick back and watch the Senior Bowl. What night is the Senior Bowl on? Is it Saturday?
Saturday the 31st.
Yes.
Any idea?
I want to say afternoon.
That's what I was thinking.
Double check. 3:30 Central.
Oh, okay.
3:30 Eastern, something like that.
Yeah. Good deal.
I'll see if I can track that down.
Maybe we can go live afterwards or something, give a quick recap, and I'm excited about it, man. So, all right, that's going to do it, guys. We're out of here. If you guys would do me a big favor, spin those laces, hit like, hit subscribe, click the bell icon so you don't miss out anytime we go live. And we'll be back tomorrow, I'm sure, probably afternoonish, I would imagine. I might go live in the morning. We'll see if anything breaks between now and then. Thank you, Bates. Appreciate you, buddy. Everybody in the chat, you guys were awesome. Thanks for participating in the mock draft. We'll do more of those. But, again, we got a double in tonight, so really exciting. The draft season's upon us. We're going to shift gears, fall back, talk about re-signing players, restructures. Keep in mind, February 15th, that date, around that time, might be a few days earlier, a few days later. If the Packers are going to restructure any contracts, that news should come down around that time. So just kind of enjoy the Senior Bowl, and then we're going to continue to dive into breaking down the draft board, and then we'll have the restructures. Then we'll have the combine at the end of February, and then we're stepping right into March into free agency. Next thing you know, the draft will be here. So it's getting here quick. But appreciate you, boys.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you too, man. Awesome to be back, man. We got Excelio on a stream. I love it.
Come on now.
All right. We'll be back tomorrow, guys. Everybody have a wonderful night. I'm Clayton. That's Tim. That's Emilio. This is PTA. Go Pack, go.
Here we go.
We're out. Bye, guys.